I remember years ago, my brother Michael came back from Nantucket, and he had a few $1,000 car there, and he was a taxi driver, and made I don't think made some money, kept the money, and had just about enough money to borrow to the max from everybody he could to buy this crummy house in the corner of Glen Arbor. And we had a chat about that. And I said, "What's the worst that could happen?" He said, "Well, I guess I could lose the $10,000 that I have saved up if it doesn't work." I said, "That doesn't seem like that big of a downside. So you go back to Nantucket and make it again." And so he bought that business, and it thrived. He and Becky, I think they did incredible things, all sweat equity, worked their rear ends off. But the most important thing about that is this creating luck. Is I remember I had a business meeting. I think it was in Manistee or down in Frankfurt. And so I had to drive through Glen Arbor, and it was a 7 o'clock breakfast appointment. I drove by, and Michael was drove by Michael's place at 6:20 in the morning. He was out front working on his bed and breakfast, making it perfect. Now we would say, somebody didn't wave a magic wand and say, "Oh, Michael, you get to be lucky." He worked his butt off. They were working 18-hour days. They weren't saying, "Oh, I'm going to work 9 to 5, and if I have and the reason Michael was successful because he had a good marketing program." No, they answered the phone, and they went around and to everybody they knew and said, "Hey, we got a bed and breakfast." They put out a nice sign, and they did everything they could without that didn't cost money. And so was it luck that made it so that they ended up with a successful business, or was it because of hard work? Did he make his luck? And one of my main frustrations with why I think the lottery is not healthy for our society, especially the advertising for that, it makes people think that the way you get wealthy, or the way that people that have been financially successful, did it by luck because they scratched off the right numbers, and not because they got a good education, they worked hard, they were virtuous in their business practices so that people trusted them and wanted to do business with them. All those just sort of normal things that come from being virtuous. And so the people that are wealthy all of a sudden at retirement, was it luck that they decided with their first job that they were going to try to save 10% of their money, of their earnings, no matter what, in their 401k, so they saved up something? Was that luck? No, it's just doing it. But people that are unsuccessful always want to say, "Oh, it was luck. The luck wasn't my fault." The essence of spiritual practice and the essence of a successful life is personal responsibility. It's the essence of everything. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. And so you make your own luck. And naturally there's going to be times where we fall on our knees and we scratch our knees or our elbows. And in Buddhism, optimism is falling down 7 times, getting up 8. You shake. This morning in the shower, my son, because the only way I can get a shower is to have him sit there and play in the shower, fell and he bumped his head. So it was really funny. So he didn't cry. He goes like this on his head, opens the shower door, and throws the hurt out. And then he came back and sat back down, and he was still hurting. So he got back up again, opened the door, and goes like this on his head, and threw it out again because it still wasn't gone. But get yourself up, shake yourself off, and get on with it. And my 2-year-old knows that because he chose his parents very wisely. Amy's taught him that, and you just falls down, shake yourself off, and keep running. And when we're adults, the same thing.